So apparently, according to the internet, the Coruscant Guard gunship recently got an update specifically with the Commander Fox minifigure, where the chest plate of the figure torso is no longer a pinkish color, it's more opaque white like it should have been. And so I went ahead and bought a few Coruscant Guard gunships to see if we need to break open all three of these to find out whether LEGO has truly improved the minifigure or not, whether they updated the printing, maybe they double printed it. I'm genuinely curious, so let's find out. So from what I heard, it's a specific batch, which this looks to be it. You can see it on the sticker right here, 24R5 on the sticker. That's how you know whether the set has been updated or not. So we're gonna see this new version of Commander Fox, see if LEGO has updated their printing process or not. It's interesting that LEGO is still using plastic bags. Now, this is coming out of the North American Mexico factory. The European factories have switched over almost all to paper, so it's weird that they just haven't made the switch yet. All right, so my first impressions here is it does look to be updated slightly. I wouldn't call it a major difference, but let's compare it to the original Commander Fox. Ooh, actually, wow. All right, it is actually a difference. The rumors are true. LEGO has actually updated Commander Fox, specifically the torso, on both sides of the torso, not just the front. It has been updated. It's significantly more white, like you can notice with the eye. I wouldn't call it drastic, but you can definitely tell a difference between these two figures. So this, I don't know if Bricklink's gonna call it a new variant, but it is certainly updated. So my personal advice here is if you already have the Coruscant Guard gunship, I would send an email in to LEGO customer service asking for a replacement torso. Hopefully the supply of customer service parts is updated with this new variant, because that's what I would do, right? You already paid money for this set. You should get the new version for free, at least in my personal opinion. That's what I would do. Now, don't forget, guys, I also have free instructions on how to color swap this gunship to make it a normal, regular gunship like we should have gotten. On top of that, I just restocked the pad printed pieces for the color swap gunship. So these are also back and available. These were such a popular seller off Minifigs For You, so I'll leave that link down in the description. But there you have it, LEGO updated Commander Fox. Is it a little too late? Do you feel like this should have been done like over a year ago? In my opinion, yes. It's a little strange that they're just now updating the printing process for this. I assume they made so many torsos that it took 2 years to go through that. And then finally, when they had to go reprint the torso, well, they updated the version and it does look better. Are you gonna go out and buy this 24R5 version of the Coruscant Guard gunship now? Definitely wanna hear your thoughts below, but let's go ahead and get into this. Welcome back to the Q&A, where this is Solid Answers number 4. Also, since I now have 2 extra copies of the Coruscant Guard gunship, I'm gonna go ahead and give these away with the sponsor of the video, Whatnot. More on that in just a few minutes. Before we get into this, I just wanna say the last Q&A number 3, where I talked about the Ambassador Network, that video definitely did better than I was expecting. But on top of that, you guys had so many good questions down in the comments below, so you'll see that throughout this video. So don't forget to ask more questions for the next Q&A video, hopefully here in a few weeks. The first one, though, is going to come from Nathan V. Reelan 8761. He says, "Hey David, recently Star Wars LEGO sets have increased in price exponentially. Disney has simultaneously been raising prices for years. Do you think the reason for the recent bump in Star Wars prices has been because of the 2024 Disney/LEGO contract?" Honestly, I'm going to just say no. I think it has nothing to do with the licensing agreement. I think I heard from the grapevine that the current Star Wars LEGO agreement is good until 2032, meaning those terms are set for the next 7 years. So that's not going to change. The licensing costs probably have a set amount. I don't know if they increase over time. Who knows? Honestly, all of the price increases we've seen this year with new sets specifically is coming from tariffs and inflation and just a combination of the two. All the price increases that we've seen on new sets like the 327th Battle Pack, the Republic Juggernaut, MTT, even the most recent set I just did, which is the Black Pearl, all of those are stupidly expensive sets, and I think all of that has to do with tariffs and inflation. Who knows if they'll go back down in price? Probably not. The only reason LEGO will discount sets is if simply fans aren't buying sets. And It just came out that the first half of this year, Lego's profits and sales were up over 12, 13%. So fans and just the general public are still buying Lego at these prices. It'll be interesting to see what the Lego sales numbers are for the second half of 2025, because that's when the actual price increases have really started happening. If fans like you guys aren't buying these sets at these higher prices, Lego will course correct. The next question comes from Star Wars Nerd 501 or 501st. He says, what is your ranking of Star Wars episodes 1 through 9, Rogue One, and Solo? I actually have a dedicated notes sheet on this exact topic. Wow, the last time I updated this was in 2018 before Rise of Skywalker came out. So let me update this. All right, my new list is just as controversial as my first one. Revenge of the Sith at number 1, Rogue One at number 2, Empire Strikes Back at number 3, A New Hope at number 4, number 5 being Attack of the Clones, 6 being Phantom Menace, 7 being The Force Awakens, 8 being Return of the Jedi, 9 being The Last Jedi, 10 being Solo, and 11 being Rise of Skywalker. I know, I'm a weird person. Judge me all you want. I put Attack of the Clones higher, as well as The Phantom Menace, just because of my prequel love has just seemingly grown a new appreciation with the fandom. Like, it's just continuing to grow today, which is just amazing to see. No, they're not perfect films, but you cannot deny the world building and the characters and just the overall lore that you get from those films. And I'm going to be honest, they're awesome visually, and I feel like I'm always amazed by the worlds that George Lucas made with the prequels. Judge me all you want. Okay, so I mentioned giving away these 2 Coruscant Guard gunshoots, but I also have this Amazon exclusive brand new 2-in-1 MTT with 327th Battle Pack combo set that I'm also gonna give away on my next Whatnot stream this Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, none of these sets are gonna have any strings attached, meaning you don't have to purchase anything to enter to win them. All you have to do is be live and present on Whatnot. So with the link down in the description, you can join Whatnot. It's an app that you can download both on iOS and Android. And on Whatnot, it's a live stream selling app where I personally will be auctioning off literally hundreds of Lego Star Wars minifigures this weekend on Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you bookmark that stream. It's gonna be a doozy. I'll be giving away these sets as the stream goes on, plus again, that buyer's giveaway towards the end. It's gonna be a great time, and the minifigures that I have, oh my goodness, talk about Clone Wars era. If you've been looking for a particular clone trooper, I've probably got it. It is one of the biggest streams I've done in a long time, so make sure you're there. We're gonna be streaming for a few hours, and don't forget to sign up with Whatnot with that link down in the description. And again, that will get you a $15 credit if it's your first time joining, and you can use that towards the minifigures that'll be auctioning off during the stream, or you can use it in the Buy It Now section with all the fun exclusive goodies that I have there as well. Thanks again to Whatnot for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to some more questions. All right, next up we have the weirdest name, Zoggy Vagabond. I think that's how you pronounce it. He says, can you name any particular Lego sets, whether Star Wars or otherwise, that you feel the most nostalgia for? Even ones that wouldn't hold up today, what are some of those sets that you'll always love because of the memories, regardless of whether it was actually a good set? That's a very good question. Ooh, that's gonna be hard though. I gotta think about that for a second. I mean, this is a bit of a spoiler. I've wanted to make this video for a while, but my very first Star Wars set that I can remember by memory was gonna be that Imperial Star Destroyer, the first play set that we got in 2006. That does not hold up at all as a good playset today. Like, that thing falls apart in your hands, but I absolutely love that set. The cool functions of the escape pod jumping out of the bottom, the fact you could have that little hangar bay with the officers up the very top. The play features in that set were unmatched, and that's what would drive me into Lego Star Wars, was that set. Plus, I have memories attached to how that set was purchased. I was at Target. I'll save the story for another day, but it has to be that 2006 Lego Star Wars Imperial Star Destroyer playset. The next question comes from Gabe Lynn 620. He says, how do you keep your shelves and display sets clean and dust free? The constant struggle for me and my collection, and I would like some insight from the professional. Appreciate that, and I don't know if I would consider myself a professional. I try, but to be honest, I really don't have a foolproof, dust-free answer for you. Now, there's no right answer to this question, but the best advice that I could give you is by buying an air purifier. That's something a lot of people kind of overlook, but those are what actually captures all the dust in your room. So place one in your personal bedroom or wherever your Lego collection is, and just have that thing full blast, because that will reduce the dust significantly. It won't 100% get rid of it, but what that means, instead of dusting your sets off every 6 months, means you could wait maybe up to 2 to 3 years before you really need to dust off those sets. So yeah, my advice is an air purifier. Also, I just want to let you guys know I have a really big pet peeve with people that put like glass or walls in front of their Lego sets where they're not even accessible. Like, don't put these in display cases. That's a hot take, I know, but like, I want to be able to grab my play sets and swoosh them around and show them to people. I don't have to like unlock something or take a case off just to show you my Lego set. I just think that blows my mind. I would much rather have them on display. Yes, you're fighting the elements of sunlight and dust, but in my opinion, it's worth it. And guess what? A lot of them are pretty dust free for the age of the sets, and very few of them have sunlight damage. All right, the next question is coming from Chris Ashy 5908. He says, how do you move your Legos from going to conventions or moving to a new home? TBD on this, TBD. You might want to be subscribed to the channel if you're not already. All right, the next question is coming from Osiris Iridia. I think that's how you pronounce it. Did your shelves come with a smooth finish? I love the design, but I don't want to inadvertently scratch the bottom of the Lego on wood. Okay, I've never had a problem with my wood shelves from IKEA. These are the Ivar system, I-V-A-R, Ivar. Love these things to death. I've had them for 5 years now. They do not scratch the Lego. The finish is pretty rough. You could stain these shelves and sand them down a little bit more, but it's perfectly adequate for Lego sets. I've never had an issue. The next question is going to come from Elijah Greer, K2E. He says, what are your 3 least favorite Lego Star Wars minifigures of all time? That's easy. All 3 minifigures from the Star Scavenger. If you remember, I still hate that set. All right, the next question is a big one. Red Star asks, where do we as fans go to give constructive criticism? Voice out what we would like to see as a Lego set to Lego. Okay, so up until now, I thought it was like YouTube, internet comments, just from various social media platforms that Lego kind of intakes and takes that, as well as the reviews from Lego.com, Amazon, all these other places. But all of that is actually incorrect. While Lego does look at all of that and considers what fans have to say online, the biggest feedback they get and weigh in on terms of future product lines, what to improve, all of that actually comes from the survey on the back of instruction manuals. So for example, I've got the Black Pearl instruction booklet here. While on the back itself, there is no QR code, but when you flip it open, this very back page right here, you can see this QR code. That will link to a survey specific to the Black Pearl, and that is the case for every set. Every QR code is different to the set, meaning Lego will take feedback for that Republic Juggernaut, the 327th Battle Pack, the MTT, all of that. So if you happen to purchase those sets, open up that instruction booklet to the last page or flip it over to the back, take a picture of that QR code, take the survey. Those are what contributes to the biggest amount of feedback to Lego directly. The reason why the feedback from the instruction booklet surveys is higher than what the online community has to say is simply because you bought the set, right? You have to have that instruction booklet to actually take the survey, and so Lego values that more because they know if you bought one set, it's more likely you'll buy another. But if you have constructive feedback to give, well, that's why they'll really take that into a higher consideration. This next user is hilarious. Bane2Buff at Ball asks, what Separatist set do you want Lego to make? Ooh. I want a Playscale Invisible Hand. We got the Malevolence, we've gotten the Venator as a playset. Why did we never get these core ships as a playset, or even just like a really cool UCS set? That's what I want. I want those big Separatist ships, and do it at like $160 to $200 price range. Don't go UCS with it. Just make it an awesome playset with awesome figures. I would love that. All right, so that's gonna wrap up this Q&A. Make sure you leave your comments down below with solid answers and your question for the next time that I do a Q&A. Thanks again to Whatnot for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to join that stream this Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope you guys have a great, wonderful day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.